This can be turned on from the start of any driving session in the Emergency Cases menu on the driving folder. This means the driver will be impaired from the moment the software loads. But we also assign this mode in the Settings menu to keyboard buttons F6, that is hold function and press number 6, to turn it on or off. This can be reassigned to another button, but F6 is how it was assigned when we set up your simulator. This allows the instructor to press the assign button, usually F6, to turn on alcohol impairment. Pressing this button again will turn it off. In drunk mode, the vision is blurred, the driver is swaying, and the steering and pedal sensitivity is delayed to replicate a very drunk driver. The supplied seat can recline and pump up or down as needed by the person driving. If required, the steering wheel base plate and the pedals base plate can be undone and moved to adjust the steering and pedal position. If you are planning to use the simulator with very young users, you might pre-adjust these panels to bring the steering wheel and pedals closer to the driver's seat. In the Settings menu, you can check what button is assigned for various viewpoints and adjusting the driver's position. The master profiles are set so that the driver's viewpoint can raise up or down with the plus and minus keys on the keyboard. The driver's viewpoint can be moved left, right, in or out using the left, right, up and down arrows on the keyboard. The driver can look left, right and behind using the controller on the steering wheel. The driver's view can be toggled by pressing the assign button on the steering wheel. In any view, the right mouse button and touchpad can be used to fly around and observe. This is useful for getting an understanding of vehicle direction when reversing and for review after a crash. The driver's viewpoint can be reset by pressing the letter R on the keyboard and centered by pressing the letter C on the keyboard. To start the engine, the vehicle needs to be in park and the brake needs to be pressed. After starting the engine, the driver needs to keep their foot on the brake to select a forward gear, just like many real cars. In the Settings and Controls menu, you can check what is assigned for park, reverse, neutral and drive, and double-click on that setting if you want to assign it in a different way. We have assigned the right paddle behind the steering wheel to be the right indicator and the left paddle to be the left indicator. To change this, select the person's driving profile, not using a master one, and then in the Settings and Controls menu, you can double-click on the next gear up setting and change it to one of the paddles behind the steering wheel, and then assign the other paddle for next gear down. Then you'll need to reassign indicate right and left to some other button or control. This will then allow the Tiptronic paddle shift behind the wheel to change gears in the manner that you have assigned. When we set up the simulator, we have assigned reverse to be engaged by pushing the gear lever straight down from the neutral position, and then while still pushing vertically down, then to move to the bottom right position. So in other words, the gear stick ends up in the 6th gear position, but downwards pressure needs to be held from neutral to end up in this position. This is like many real vehicles where there is a collar or protection to stop reverse being accidentally engaged. A common error here is to look at the gear diagram on the bottom right of the center screen and see that reverse is denoted as being in the top left position. Yes, the diagram shows this, but the gear lever we have used is different to the software, and the top of the gear knob shows that reverse is in the bottom right corner. In the Settings menu in the General folder, there is the ability to change the language of the on-screen text. Languages currently available include English, German, French, Italian, Spanish, Portuguese, Japanese, Turkish, Czech, Chinese, Danish, Finnish, Polish, Russian, Ukrainian, and Kazakh. In the settings menu in the graphics folder, the software can be adjusted for resolution, output to monitors or VR goggles or both, and the quality of the graphics. If the simulator computer has problems or has a low specification of graphics card or not enough RAM, the quality of the images, the visual range, and added extras like dust and raindrops may need to be reduced or turned off in order for the simulator to not become pixelated or to hang up.